Welcome back to Bow News Network. We are actually tracking the motion of tropical depression Grace as well as tropical storm Fred. Fred has actually strengthened quite a bit as it prepares to make landfall somewhere near the Pensacola area or the Mobile, Alabama. It's going to be bringing a tremendous amount of rain as well as possible locally damaging winds as tropical storm winds as well as locally damaging hail in the region. But we're also keeping an eye on tropical depression Grace, 35 miles per hour, moving west at 15 miles an hour. Wherever the tropical depression Grace lands, it's going to bring a tremendous amount of rain also. Precipitation for the Dominican Republic. We saw a significant amount of rainfall in Puerto Rico. Just taking a closer look at some of the images coming in from Tropical Storm Grace as it exited the Doppler radar station in Puerto Rico. We could see some really powerful supercells that were migrating towards the Dominican Republic. So we can only anticipate that there's going to be a significant amount of rainfall, significant amount, possibly very, very locally damaging winds in the region, as well as possible hail that we spotted on quite a few of these cells that were moving towards the west at about 15 miles an hour. It is moving relatively faster compared to Fred, which is it has Tropical Storm Fred has actually increased its speed. The wind speed has actually increased to about 65 miles per hour, and it's moving 9 miles per hour northeast at this particular time. So it's actually strengthened quite a bit, which we anticipated, as it's actually churning and taking a full advantage of all of that very, very low-lying warm energy in the Gulf of Mexico, where the sea surface temperatures are somewhere between 83 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit in the region. So as we take a look at what's actually happening with respect to the tropical tropical depression Grace, we can actually see the path. Unfortunately, it's actually going to be hampering and hindering the rescue efforts in Haiti for trying to find survivors as a result of the 7.2 earthquake that was felt near Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And as we can see, the cone has actually shifted quite a bit now, and which is not really good news for residents of Jamaica. They should anticipate significant amount of rainfall starting in the early morning on Tuesday, with tropical storm winds, possibly even hail, as well as a water spout or two offshore is not going to be ruled out entirely. But residents of Haiti should and Jamaica should definitely take the time right now to prepare for significant amount of rainfall in the region as it exits the region of the Dominican Republic and sets its eyes on Haiti as well as Jamaica. If you all remember, our subscribers remember, for Eta and Iota, this is actually the path that this storm is taking, where it actually was impacting the region there in Central America, and it actually is going to be moving off into is going to be impacting Cancun region, the Yucatan Peninsula region, moving into the Gulf of Mexico, with possibly another impact in Mexico on over the weekend. But wherever this depression ends up, or looks like it's going to be upgraded to a tropical storm once in the morning on Tuesday, once it starts to interact with the airspace around Jamaica, which is unfortunate because Jamaica suffered tremendous amount of damage as a result of mudslides and horrible flooding as a result of the storms that were basically brushing the island with the squalls in 2020, notably Eta and Iota, if you recall. So it's going to be a little bit alarming for, as we can see, the tropical storm watch has been put up for Jamaica, and we anticipate that not only Jamaica will actually be impacted, but also you can see the tropical storm warnings for the Caymans as well as the southeastern coast of Cuba. So this is going to be a pretty heavy event as far as torrential rain, possibly even more severe weather. We'll have to continue to watch the system. If we take a look at another imagery, we can actually see from the satellite three systems that are actually in the region at this time. We do have a tropical depression 8 that's near Bermuda, 35 miles per hour maximum sustained winds, moving south at 9 miles per an hour. And you can actually see there's trying to get a little bit of organization. You can actually see that cyclonic development, cyclonic formation. It's trying near the island of Bermuda to organize itself. But of course, we're focusing on, as you can see, the tremendous amount of rainfall and thunderstorm activity that Jamaica should anticipate for tomorrow morning throughout most of the throughout into Tuesday evening, as tropical storm Grace makes its way across the Caribbean Sea, and then it's going to set its sights on the region of Cancun, and then move off into the southwestern region of the Gulf of Mexico. So this system is not done. It's going to be impacting a lot of island nations and Central America as it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually impacting Mexico once again sometime over the weekend. And as we see with Tropical Storm Fred, it's preparing to make landfall with winds close to 65 miles per an hour. Areas such as Panama City, Mexico Beach should be feeling the effects of the tropical storm winds, as well as torrential rain here on Monday evening, and then you will actually see it migrate along the border of Alabama and Georgia, eventually bringing a significant amount of rainfall to Georgia as well as Tennessee and the Carolinas. So we'll continue to monitor this system as it makes its way off into the region, but we do anticipate that it's going to be bringing a significant amount of rainfall to Alabama as well as Georgia, and of course we're going to continue to watch Tropical Depression Grace as it makes its way through the Caribbean. You can actually see a direct line as it's upgraded sometime in the night on Tuesday for the Caymans as it makes its way into the region of Mexico, as well as southwestern tip of Cuba. So we're going to continue to monitor it. As we take a closer look at the temperatures across the country, we are still in a heat wave, ladies and gentlemen, even though our attention has been diverted to the three disturbances in the Caribbean as well as the Gulf, and the one that we're watching now, TD 8 near Bermuda. But we do see some elevated temperatures across the country. You can actually see in Central California, temperatures are in the mid 100s anticipated for Palmdale, California. For Yuma, Arizona, 104. We do see a patch of very high temperatures in the region of the Central Plains. If we look at North Dakota, South Dakota, we do see very high temperatures there. As far as Houston and Dallas, they're coming in at about 88 or 89 degrees. And for Miami, it's 86 degrees with a possible max of 88 degrees. And for Raleigh, North Carolina, 83 degrees with a max of possibly 86 degrees. And in New York City, 81 degrees with a possible max of 82 degrees. But as we turn our attention back to the storms, as we prepare for the impact, full brunt of tropical storm Fred. We can actually see on the radar here that we're looking at what looks to be a tornado watch that's in effect for the next few hours in the region. It's actually from bordered with domains within Florida all the way up to Georgia and across to Alabama. So it's a wide scoping border for for that tornado advisory, as we can see. But Tallahassee is smack in the middle of that advisory, and as we can see that kind of organized motion of this tropical storm as it makes its way landfall, impacting Mexico Beach, also Crowville, as well as Tallahassee and Quincy area. So we do anticipate that this system is going to bring a lot of rain as it makes its way into continental United States. And as you can see, the eye of the system is actually in line with making landfall somewhere between Panama City and Tallahassee, and then moving along, skirting along through the panhandle into the region along the border of Alabama and Georgia. So it's going to bring a lot of significant rainfall. Not only that, but it could also increase the likelihood of water spouts across along the coast of the Panhandle, and let's not rule out possibility of tornadoes once it makes landfall in the region. And that was very common with many of the storms that were impacting the region near Port Arthur, with the storms from the 2020 hurricane season. So we are looking at a significant event, even though the winds are slightly below the threshold of a Category 1 hurricane. This storm is not to be taken lightly at 65 miles per hour maximum sustained winds, and it's moving north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Tropical storm Fred, as it makes its way, making impact on in the panhandle of Florida, and then it will start to interact and bring significant rain to the regions of Alabama as well as Georgia as it makes its way inland. So we're definitely watching this system as we, for further development going into the remainder of this evening, and we can definitely see that with this tornado watch in effect across from Horseshoe Beach all the way across to Port St. Joe, and then as far another boundary for this tornado advisory watch would be into the state of Georgia. So we're continuing to watch this and monitor exactly what's actually happening with this system as it makes its way into the continental United States. And we will bring you the latest information with the latest updates from the National Hurricane Center as we continue to monitor the path of Tropical Storm Fred, as well as Tropical Depression Grace, as it starts to impact Haiti and has its eyes set on Jamaica as well as the Grand Cayman. And we'll continue to bring you the latest information regarding the motion of this system as it makes its way further into the Caribbean, starts to impact the region. So thank you for watching Bound News Network. We make sure that you like this video as well as this latest weather forecast, and if you could, just smash that notification bell so that you get the latest information regarding the systems as they make their way into the area of Jamaica as well as Georgetown, Grand Cayman. We don't anticipate that TD8, Tropical Depression 8, is going to impact Bermuda, even though it may bring some showers and thunderstorms, but it's actually heading south. And then with respect to Tropical Storm Fred, we can actually see it making its way north in the next 24 hours into the regions along the border of Alabama and Georgia. So thank you for watching Bound News Network. We do appreciate you, all of our subscribers, tuning in to our latest weather update. And we will continue to monitor the tropics as well as the motion of Tropical Storm Fred as it makes its way into the continental United States. But all eyes are pretty much regarding the Caribbean are on Tropical Depression Grace as it impacts the hurricane-stricken island nation of Haiti, as well as eventually Jamaica tomorrow morning, and then Grand Cayman sometime in the night on Tuesday. It is moving at about 15 miles per hour, so it is going to be, and it's going to be over warm water for most of its path. So there's a good chance that it may even increase in development and speed as it makes its way towards Cancun sometime on Wednesday night. So thank you for watching Bound News Network. We'll continue to monitor Caribbean Sea and the tropics, as well as developments of Tropical Storm Fred as it impacts the continental United States. And as always remember to bow to the weather, especially now with the very high level of activity in the Atlantic, with 3 systems that we're monitoring simultaneously at this particular time. Have a great day, and all the best to all of our subscribers, and please stay tuned for our next update. Have a great day.